than that. Think just for a second about what's happened in the capital of our country over the last several years. Now you're going to hear a whole bunch of bogus information about how, well, it's same old, and there's Republicans or Democrats, they're all spending more. It's true that we have spent more than we should in both some Republican and Democrat administrations. But it's not like it is right now. It has come to a crisis which has to be fixed. Today, our country literally owes over $15 trillion to somebody. Let me put it in perspective. 15 trillion, nobody really knows what it is until you put it into something that you can kind of sort of measure. If you were to take $1 bills and you stack them one on top of the other flat, just one after the other, that $15 trillion debt will it'll rise 921,000 miles into the air. The moon's about 250,000 miles away. And then you think, well, my gosh, what in the world are they doing up there? What is this president thinking? He's obviously got a plan to fix it. Oh, he does all right. They're going to add another 80,000 miles in $1 bills to the budget, or to the deficit this year alone. And what's really scary is when you wonder, well, where in the world are they getting all these dollars? But think about this. If you were the guy that was doing the printing, wouldn't you love to have the printing contract on that kind of a deal? Of the 80,000 miles in $1 bills that we're going to be spending more than we're bringing in Washington, D.C. this year, 61%, or $48,000 miles of that is being bought by the U.S. Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve. Do you know where they're getting the money? They're printing it. It's money that is being printed to pay the bills for the Treasury. Now, if you wonder for a second why in the world, if you've got out there, if you're retired and you're trying to get a rate of return on investments, and you can get 1.5 to 1 or 2% on U.S. Treasuries, it's because the Federal Reserve is buying it faster than you are. They're doing it to keep the interest rate down because the interest rate eventually has got to be paid. And if they don't do something about it, the interest rate will be such that they literally will bankrupt the government. Oh, and one more thing, if you think about it. We talk about hidden taxes. If you used to get 5 or 6% and now you're getting 1 or 2, it's a great way to hide a tax from hardworking Americans that have worked all their lives and now have some money in a savings account, some money in a checking account, some money that maybe they've set aside. If you've got a quarter of land out there and you wanted to retire and sell it to a young person, you've got to have a whole lot more dollar bills for that quarter of land because that dollar bill just doesn't get much of a return, does it? Ladies and gentlemen, they're monetizing our debt. And they're doing it in such a fashion that unless we step in and we demand fiscal accountability, our country's going to be in real deep problem. I think it's time that we start talking about what has to happen here.